Hello everyone, Agon here from PS5 Blind, and I'm going to do a review of the accessibility features of Spider-Man Miles Morales, because this is a game that really surprised me. Because let me just pause this. I didn't hear much about the accessibility of this game before it came out, so I jumped in, and the accessibility options are probably some of the most diverse for visual disabilities of any launch game I've seen so far, including Watch Dogs, including Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yeah, so let's just take a look through the settings right now. Right, so here we are at the accessibility settings. As you can see, there's so many options here, and we're going to go in and look at just a few ones that I'm using and what they're very, very useful for. Now, the first one is QTE autocomplete. Now, this is actually really, really good for someone who is blind like me or visually impaired. This basically completes QuickTime events for you, so you don't have to quickly press any button on the screen to complete an event or things like that. It just gets done for you when it's like, it just turns a QuickTime event into a cutscene, which I don't mind because I find them really annoying. And the way you have to just click button prompts on, it's just frustrating for me. The next feature is Chase Assist, which this one really, really made my day the first time I saw this. And basically what happens in this is, you know those chase sequences where you got to chase some, like a car or a helicopter or a supervillain across the city, and if he gets too far you fail the mission and all that stuff. So this basically allows you to press down the right analog stick, and wherever the guy is, it will lock onto them, so you know basically which way to go. And it's so good. Like, I haven't failed a chase mission since, because I used to fail them all the time in Spider-Man Remastered, and I literally had to watch a walkthrough video to see, okay, he's going to turn left here, he's going to turn right here, because I just couldn't see where the hell they were going. But this eliminates that completely, and it's just amazing. Like, you can press it down at any point during the chase, and if you lose your target, and it will just follow them. It's amazing. Enhanced auto aim is the next feature. Speaks for itself. Basically, when you're aiming at a web, like to web someone up, or you're aiming at a target or anything, it will automatically like snap lock onto them. Increased dodge window. Again, this is really, really helpful for people who take longer to react, like me, obviously, and other visually impaired people who maybe won't see certain indicators in enough time to react and dodge out the way of them. But this increases the window of the length of time you have to dodge before you get hit. So it's really, really good. Now, this feature is probably the most important feature in this game for visually impaired people and blind people. And I think every single game should have this feature. There's no excuse. Like, it's so simple yet so elegant. Look at Waypoint. Basically, you press a button and it points you in the direction of where you're supposed to go to progress in the story. It's so simple, so ingenious. I will be showing that in a moment. The next feature I have activated is high visibility spider sense, where basically just before someone's about to hit you, your spidey senses will tingle, and there'll be like this wiggly lines above your head to basically tell you to dodge. And this basically makes them more visible, makes them more brighter, gives them a better contrast, so it's easier to see. Finally, this game has a very, very wide variety of different contrast settings. So it doesn't just have the usual colorblind modes. Instead, it goes, you know what, customize the game however you want to, put whatever color you want to on whatever you want. You can change the text color, and then under contrast settings, you can change the color of enemies, of bosses, of allies, of your hero, and put all sorts of different shades and highlights on them. So it's just, there's so much variety here, and I don't think it's talked about enough. So that's why I decided to make a video on this. Now, let's jump into some gameplay. Right, so here we are in Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'm at the top of a building, and I need to get to my waypoint. So first of all, I click down the right analog stick. You see, it points me in that direction. So all I have to do is run forward and jump. And he's falling down and swings. And every time I get lost, I just point in the direction of where I'm supposed to, of where the objective is, and it instantly finds it. It's just so handy. So now I can just have fun and swing, and I don't really have to focus on where I'm going because I can just lock on to the destination. And I will get there.
See how I can help you, my man.
Today, the world is a good place.
So now we arrived at our target.
Hey, man, your car's missing?
Yeah.
So now I'm going to show off combat in Spider-Man Miles Morales and how I play basically as a blind guy playing this game. So with the enhanced, oh, I just got hit. So with the enhanced listen with the Spidey senses.
I'll crush you.
Oh, I'm getting hit again, right. So what you do is you press triangle, locks onto the nearest target, spam square, hit him again. What's good is you don't really have to aim at anything. If you're not sure of where your target is, just press triangle and it will more often than not just zip straight to him.
You're dead, bug. I'm taking you down, kid.
It would be good if there was an audio cue actually with the rather than just a visual cue for when they're attacking. That's, I think, one thing Watch Dogs does good with the audio cues, and not.
Come at me.
Sorry, I'm trying to fight and commentate at the same time. It's just not working out for me.
I'm not gonna go out like that. Grab, kid. Here comes the pain.
You must have to be very quick with your combos and button presses, because if you miss one step, they can hit quite hard. Oh, there we go. Every time I commentate, I get hit because I'm not paying attention. Right, let's do some. That was a finisher right there with pressing triangle and circle. So it's quite easy to stay in combat range and just be able to punch people.
Never liked him anyway. I'll crush you. Spider-Man. I'm not gonna go out like that.
And there we go, dealt with, finally.
Now I can use the fob to find the car. Just gotta follow the noise.
Oh, so this, yes. So I'm basically supposed to find someone's stolen car and
Follow the honk.
follow the noise of the horn. I'm guessing it's... Oh, no, it's the one to the left.
Can't be far.
Is it this one? Yeah.
Hey there. I
Got
found
it.
your car. Texting you the location.
Incredible. Hey, cops finally showed up here. I'll see if they'll drive me to you. Thanks again, Spider-Man. Gonna tell everyone to use your app. After I get some sleep.
Glad I can help.
Well, that is mission complete, right there.
Think my work here is done.
Now, where I think this game could improve with its accessibility and what it could do, definitely more audio cues in combat, as you saw earlier.
A story that you just can't get out of your head. Maybe it's a scene from a movie, a headline you read on the back of someone else's newspaper, or your friend's play-by-play of a no-good, very bad date. Well, for me, that story is the underground. Who are they? What do they want? What's infuriating is that the question is so simple, but it seems impossible to answer. They steal, hurt, kidnap, and harass, hit businesses and crime families alike. They have next-level technology and a grudge against everyone. I'm gonna keep looking into them, and if you have a tip, please send it my way. Until next time, remember not to put your coffee grounds in the garbage disposal, or they'll clog up your drink real bad. Okay, bye!
Right, so that was a quick overview of the accessibility features that I use in Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now, where I think this game could improve, a few things. Number one, there's no narration in the menus, which is like I keep having to put my face really close to the screen and see what I'm pressing on anything. The skills or the upgrades, all of that. So if you're completely blind, you won't be able to access the menus at all in any way, shape or form. Second, I think for me the map, I don't know if this is the same for everyone else, but the main map is very, very cluttered to me, and there's not much contrast. Like right now I can't really see I can see some icons, but not all of them, and I can't really see the cursor to point. I just sort of have to randomly. So this map is pretty much useless to me, and would be to a lot of other visually impaired people, just because it's so cluttered and there's not that much contrast on it. So maybe if there was a high contrast map mode put in, where it just made all of the background very, very dim, like black, and then highlighted the icons in like a very bright white color. That way you'd be able to pick them up straight away and go to them. Also, same thing with the minimap. The minimap to me is just way too cluttered and way too bright. It's not as bad as other minimaps I've seen. For example, the Watch Dogs minimap is very, very terrible. I just can't use it at all. But it needs improving. Again, with maybe a high contrast mode where it just made the entire minimap black and just showed you and the place where you're supposed to go. Because at the end of the day, like Spider-Man, it's not really. You haven't got to do many turnings. You can just go right to the top. You can climb over buildings and pretty much go as the crow flies to a lot of places. So as long as it just pointed you in that direction. But
Friendly neighborhoods picked up an unfriendly weapons deal happening nearby.
I would say the look at your objective marker is just amazing. Like it kind of rules out. You don't really need the minimap that much. Because your objective, you can just point towards it and look at it. In fact, I want to talk a bit about this, because this is something that every single game should have. On every PS5 launch game, like, why isn't this a thing? Why can't I do this on Assassin's Creed to point me towards an objective? Why can't I do this on Watch Dogs? Just one button press, it goes, okay, you go over there. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. And I can immediately just go. Navigational assistance is so important in a game, especially if you're visually impaired or blind. It's just a must-have, and I think this game does it beautifully. Probably better than any game I've seen, barring Last of Us 2, which does it obviously near enough perfectly, because that game was designed from the ground up for accessibility, which is an amazing thing. And if more games were designed from the ground up to incorporate accessibility, we wouldn't be in this era of games where you kind of see accessibility options tacked on right at the end as like a last resort, and it ends up with very subpar levels of accessibility features, such as we see in stuff like Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed, where it's just very disappointing. But I'll get onto those in a different video. For now though, yeah, closing thoughts, this game is really, really fun. I actually love it, and it's very, very easy to play for me. Very easy. I just click a button, go to my objective, complete the objective, and yeah, I can be part of the story with minimal stress and minimal concentration levels, basically, for me. Right, guys, so my closing thoughts on Spider-Man Miles Morales is very, very good game, and I'm really, really impressed with the accessibility features. Not perfect. If you're completely blind, you will not be able to play this game because there's no screen reader, so you can't actually turn the game on and adjust the settings yourself. So you won't be able to turn on a lot of these accessibility features unless someone obviously does it for you. However, it has got a lot right that other games just can't seem to get their head around. And the main thing is the navigational assistance is key. It's really, really key for a game. If you want to make it accessible for blind and visually impaired people, have navigational assistance, a one button press where it can point you in the direction of your objective. And yeah, this game has it. This game has obviously auto aim, it has the chase assist, which is amazing, and QTE autocomplete, which is also really, really handy for me. So out of 5, I'd have to give this game a solid 4.2, where it's almost playable, almost completely playable if you're very low vision, but you will need help setting it up, and you will need help with the with setting up the accessibility features, and also navigating through the menus. So that's why I can't really give it any higher than that. But it's good. It's promising. For a PlayStation 5 launch game, it gives me really, really good hope for the future of other Sony exclusives. I'm Agon Clinicu, bringing you this accessibility review. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. If you want to see me go over any other launch games or any other games at all, actually, and do an accessibility review, please tell me down below in the comments. Subscribe for more. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.